Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Somm TV podcast. I'm your host, Jason Wise, and we are coming to you from Mexico in the high desert in the state of Coahuila, where the oldest winery in the New World is located, Casa Madero. And there is a festival taking place here in the town of Parras de la Fuente, where Casa Madero is located, that is the harvest festival to end all harvest festivals. It goes back many hundreds of years, perhaps even past that, and it is something that blends Catholic tradition with native tradition and many hundreds of years of people who have worked the fields to grow grapes. So it's a blessing over the harvest from many different perspectives. And this is not like your normal harvest festival type thing. This is not a tourist event. This is an event for the entire town, everyone who works, and the indigenous population, as well as the Catholic Church that come here, come together and form something like you've never seen. So I'm going to take you through that event. And obviously, we're down here filming for quite a bit that's going to be on Somm TV. So I want to remind all of you, if you're not a Somm TV subscriber, go to sommtv.com, subscribe. It costs about as much as a bottle of wine for an entire year. So you really can't go wrong. We've got multiple original films coming before the end of this year, tons of episodes, and boy, am I excited to share everything with you. And if you haven't seen our brand new film, Echoes of Wine, go and do that. That's on Georgia. Now, Mexico. We have been anticipating this event now for quite a long time. If you've seen our Behind the Glass on Casa Madero, you know a bit of the history. Well, we're expanding that into a much bigger episode because of this event. We fly out of Los Angeles into the high desert of Mexico. We land in Monterrey. And Monterrey is this city that is sort of between mountains. If you've not been to this part of Mexico, which many don't, it's not a tourist place. It is a place where people live, work, and do a lot of business. But Monterrey is a beautiful city. Many people saw it during the World Cup. Their stadium was there, and everybody would ask, what is this city with these gorgeous, huge mountains behind the stadium? Well, that's Monterrey. And when you fly into this place, the first thing you realize is you are at a higher elevation than you expect, and that there are mountains everywhere. So we get in the car at sunset, and I'm driving down the desert, and it's kind of this endless road into sheer cliffs and mountains and valleys. But one thing that blows you away is how green it is. And it is just not expected to see a desert that is so full of life. And this particular place is exploding with life right now. And harvest is just upon us. And for many people that don't know, Mexico produces a lot of grapes. And people may think of Baja California out on the Pacific coast. But what they don't realize is there is an entire huge wine industry that dates back to the conquistadors in the 1500s in the center of Mexico. So the state of Coahuila is a place that has grown grapes since at roughly the mid-1500s, and now there are thousands and thousands of acres planted to the vine. And if you go to Valle de Parras, Parras is the region and the town, and around there used to be the main supplier of brandy for the entire country. Now in Mexico, most grapes went to brandy until, maybe about 50, 60, 70 years ago. And now they've pivoted towards wine. But they've always made wine, whether it was religious purposes or it was just for the table. Now wine is big business down there. And the leader is still the oldest, Casa Madero. This place, Casa Madero, it has to be known, was a Spanish fort. And it was a place that when they were attacked by foreign invaders, when they were attacked by natives, everybody would sort of fall back into the walls of this particular fort. And so when you're at this place, you realize it's not just a winery. It's not just an old Spanish fort. It's the makings of a town that goes back hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And basically, what we're going to see is a resurgence of all of the people flooding back into this property to throw the mother of all harvest parties. It's early in the morning, and outside of my room here at the hacienda, you can feel a complete buzz. There's already music. There are people, it looks like stands that are pouring wine out in the little square here. They are putting up what look to be gigantic bonfire spires. They're tons of wood that is leaned up against each other in 4 or 5 different places where I guess this ceremony is going to be taking place. There's a mariachi band out in the square, part of the reason I'm awake at the moment. So I'm going to go speak with one of the brothers that owns this hacienda, Casa Madero, His name is Brandon Milmo, and their family has owned this place now for generations. It goes back hundreds of years, and they have been a part of every year. Their entire family comes down to greet the entire town for this festival. Let's talk to him about, over breakfast, kind of what we are going to expect to happen on this next 24 hours. Brandon, how do you describe what I'm here for?
Well, you're going to see a tradition that's been going on for centuries, probably. We don't really know the origin of the tradition, but it's centered around the week of the festivity of the grape and wine week of Parras, of the town of Parras, and also around the day of St. Lawrence, which is the 10th of August. St. Lawrence is the patron saint of the estate, which is called Hacienda San Lorenzo, basically estate of St. Lawrence.
And how does this tie into all the vines and all of the wine here?
Well, it ties in because it's related to the Grape and Wine Fest Festival that is like a couple-week-long event in the town of Parras, and it culminates here. But it's also related to the time of harvest, so we're usually harvesting this time of year, and also to the patron saint of the property, St. Lawrence. So yeah.
Well, and obviously with Christianity and
yes,
and wine, it's a bit of a story there.
Exactly.
So it's very quiet. We're sitting out back behind the property, and it is just, I hear birds chirping. There is an incredible amount of blue sky, clouds. It's just a gorgeous thing. It's not going to be this quiet and calm, is it?
Definitely not. There's going to be a lot of people on the plaza between the house and the winery, and maybe over 2,000 people. And it's open. It's a day we open the gates to everybody from town. So it's a tradition for people that live here in Parras, and also people that come visit us from other parts of the country and from other parts of the world. Actually, we keep seeing more and more international tourists now come to visit us. And the people that take part in the festivities are these groups of dancing groups that are basically like really ancient, either classical tech Indian groups or Apache Indian groups that are blended with Christianity in some sense. You'll see these dressed like native Mexicans, but also with the Virgin of Guadalupe on their back. And so it's a tradition that's been evolving over the years, and it's a blending of native Mexican traditions with Christianity.
It's an interesting thing how the Catholics found a way to blend themselves with all the local cultures.
They were so smart to blend Christianity and with the local traditions. They were really smart.
Yeah.
That's precisely where you're going to see the night of the 9th of August.
Incredible. So how do you prep for an event that has, 100 of your family members, thousands of people coming in? I mean, what's the food, wine? I mean, do you have enough wine stocked up here at a winery for this?
We don't have enough wine for all the 2,000 visitors, but we do have our special guests, and we do sell wine in the plaza. But we've been doing this for many years, over and over, so it's pretty well-oiled organization, so to speak. But we do dedicate a lot of time to make sure it comes out fine and it works out well. And it's quite a lot of work, and quite a lot of people from our team are involved, and it's hard work. And we also subcontract a lot of the work too.
I should say this morning we filmed you harvesting.
Yeah.
And anybody listening to this who works in the wine trade knows that harvest on its own is an insane endeavor. I mean, it's a very, very all hands on deck. So not only are you harvesting, but you have thousands of people coming to your property.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. We obviously stopped working those 2 days. And actually after the festivities, like the people that work on the tourism side, we will give them like 2 or 3 days off so they can relax, because it's a lot of work for several days. And there's a lot of cleaning to do, a lot of maintenance to do afterwards. So it's a lot of work. So we do stop harvesting for a couple of days. And it's a challenge because the the winemaking team might want to harvest because they think the grapes are ready. But it's something that's been going on for centuries, so I think we'll survive. If the winemaker can wait for a day or two, so yeah, we'll survive.
Well, will I survive is the
Yeah.
question. So what can I expect? I can expect the day starts at 8 p.m. with a mass.
Yes, usually this particular festivity is carried out the night before the day of St. Lawrence. So the St. Lawrence Day is the 10th of August. So it's always the 9th of August that it starts. And whether it's a Sunday or a Monday, it doesn't matter. We always do it the 9th of August. And what you can expect, at first, we start off with a mass. We have a church here at the estate, and it's a Catholic mass. So that starts at 8 p.m. Then after that, we'll start seeing the groups that dance, the traditional Tlaxcaltec or Apache dances, and they'll start coming down from this hill in the back in the dark, and they'll light torches, and it's a beautiful spectacle because it looks like lava coming down from the hill. Then they reach the plaza, and we light off fire pits, and they dance around the fire, which I was explaining to you. It's dancing around fire. It's ancient tradition for the native tribes that were living here before the Spaniards came.
So then after that, what happens? Are we gonna drink some wine? Or
We'll be drinking wine throughout. Maybe not during Mass, but after Mass, we'll be drinking wine.
No
so don't
wine
worry
during
about it.
Mass. That's the one time I think we're supposed to.
Well, the priest is going to have some wine, definitely.
And then, all right, so what time's dinner? I just want to get a full sense of how late this night's going to be.
This time, this year, we're just going to, when we're watching the spectacle, we're going to have a lot of food and canapés and wine and drinks. So that's going to be ongoing for like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, so we're going to have plenty of food during that time.
Is there an element of this that sort of, I don't want to say blesses, but prepares for the harvest?
It's definitely a blessing of the harvest. And the 10th, the festivity continues the next day. During the day, we have how do you say in English? Desfile in Spanish. So it's a show. The people coming from the town of Parras, which is about 7-8 kilometers away. And we have like the Mexican tradition of horses, like charros. And then we have the school bands, and we have, again, the matachinas, which are these dancers, which you're going to see the night before. So we have a whole spectacle the next day. Then we have a blessing of the harvest. We have a priest coming in at noon, and we do sort of like a traditional ceremony where we step on the grapes, and we get some lucky guys and girls to step on the grapes. And it's actually the queen of the grape festival that gets elected. She's going to step on the grapes, like symbolizing how wine used to be made centuries ago. And it's a blessing. So the priest gives a blessing for the harvest and for all the people that live off this work. So it's a nice ending to the ceremony.
Incredible. I am so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's very different. And it's a tradition that's for the people of the town of Parras. And so it's geared towards the locals, really, but it's such an interesting spectacle, really.
Yeah, I have a firm belief that there's something about wine that teaches us about being human. You know, kind of when we put vines in the ground, we stayed in a place.
Yes, definitely.
And there's something magical about being in a place like Mexico, where I don't think people realize how historic and important this place is. And so I am very proud to bring.
Thank you. And you'll see a mix of traditions, Catholic traditions, native Mexican traditions, and even we have somebody that dresses up like Bacchus. So
Bacchus, like
the Greek god of wine,
the Roman god of wine. Yeah.
So
like Dionysus, Bacchus. Yeah.
So we have a little bit of these really traditions that are from all over the world, from Europe and from the Americas, and it's an interesting blend. So I'm sure you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, I will try not to drink too much wine. I wonder how much. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so this whole festival can't start until it's totally dark outside. That's because there are fireworks, there are torches, there's tons of fire. And this place is kind of, I don't want to say it, but in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's not like it's polluted by all the light of major cities or anything. We're way out in the desert. So when it gets dark here, it gets dark. So it's 8 p.m., and this begins with a mass. And the same man who for now decades has been ringing the bell is calling us all to mass. Of course, there's wine at Mass, as normally, but this is not your ordinary Mass. There is a mariachi band here, and they are playing, and it is so much fun. It is not what people would think of a very typical Mass in the evening at a Catholic church. This is one where people are gearing up to get ready. This is sort of your pre-game situation. The priest says some words, and the team at Casa Madero says some words, and there is a huge crowd outside of this very old church here in the square. I want hundreds and hundreds, potentially thousands of people just waiting for this to begin. So I'm going to step outside here and where my cameras are and get ready for this ceremony. So we're positioned sort of facing this mountain, and I can see, the entire street here is lined with people, tons and tons. It's 10 people deep trying to get a view of what will be a giant procession coming down from the top of this mountain. Everybody has wine. There's wine everywhere. If you're listening to this podcast, this is a fun place to be. Everyone's got their glass, and it's pitch black here, and the fireworks now have started. So these fireworks are shooting off over the top of the mountain that's in front of us. That's, I don't know, a few thousand feet tall. And every time they pop, it lights up the entire sky and ground, everything. It's really, really magnificent. And, all right, so I can hear now the drums. The drums have started very distantly, and I can see the torches. So they're lighting their torches now and beginning to come down this mountain. It is magnificent. It looks like it's out of some, Lord of the Rings or something. It is a giant fire snake, essentially, coming down this mountain right now, composed of hundreds of indigenous people holding giant torches. And they're going to walk down now several miles to this town square, where they will then light these giant bonfires, and they're going to be each doing a special dance that lasts 5 hours or so around each one of these giant bonfires. And the alcohol and the booze and the wine will flow. And all of this is to honor St. Lawrence, but even more so to honor the festival that is now happening for the harvest. And if it's a good harvest, obviously a lot of these people make their income, and their entire year comes from the grapes and comes from the crops that grow around here. So this is such an important thing for everybody. Wow, it is incredible. I'm gonna do some filming, and as soon as they get down here, I'm gonna pop back on mic here. Wow. Okay, so it's full going now. They're here. Hundreds of people are all down here. They're lighting these bonfires in front of us. There are a total of, I believe, 4 huge bonfires. And the drums are so loud. There are 4 or 5 different indigenous groups all playing a different drum beat. And what's very strange is when you get close to one, all you hear is them when you get close to the fire. But it is so hot, this fire. I mean, outside it's only about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not that hot because we're high elevation. But when you can hear this fire, the fire probably goes about 25, 30 feet in the air, maybe a little higher. It is an enormous bonfire, and there are 4 of these. You can see them off wave from the horizon. And so the drums are going, and somebody just walked up and gave me, thank you. Somebody just handed me a glass of Chenin Blanc. I should be counting how many of these I am having, considering I have to work for the next several hours. This valley is famous not just for wine. I don't know if I should say this, but it's also famous for peyote. And peyote, some of the strongest and most, the rarest kinds of peyote come from this valley here. And I was speaking to one of the native dancers earlier before this whole ceremony started, just quickly. And they said that a long time ago, meaning, I don't know, maybe 50, 100 years ago, they used to do peyote before they would do these ceremonies so that they could dance for as long as they do. And you got to see the colors here. Everyone has these giant headdresses on, green and red and yellow, and then iconography of the Virgin Mary, Virgin of Guadalupe, indigenous iconography. And it does make you wonder if that tradition is completely gone, if wine alone can give you this type of energy. Oh boy. All right, I'm going to do some filming, and the ceremony's supposed to go till about 11 o'clock or so until the fires burn out, and then the party continues. It is about almost midnight right now, 11:30 or so. I don't even know anymore. And the mariachi bands are just getting started outside of Casa Madero here. There's a, 11, 12 piece band, all the instruments. And the wine bars are flowing. So what we're going to do now is we are going to have some drinks. Now, earlier today, Chef Hugo Sandoval, who is the head chef at Casa Madero, began preparing an incredible feast in a giant hole in the ground full of bricks. He has been roasting meat for over 24 hours. And from what I gather, after a night like this, you need a very special breakfast. So I am going to finish my wine. I have a couple more hours of filming here. And I'm going to greet you guys again in the morning, very tired, to talk to Brandon Milmo over their cure for a hangover. Because tomorrow, we have the official blessing of the grapes, which is another huge, huge, huge day. Here we go.
All right, so I have had a particularly late night. I would say that I drank a little more wine than I should have. I feel good, though. But now we're having breakfast.
Yeah.
Right. So this I've been told by numerous people is the hangover breakfast after.
Perfect. Yeah. This is definitely the hangover breakfast. This is not a typical breakfast. So this is more like a hangover breakfast, like a brunch and probably enough food for the rest of the day. But
all right, walk me through what's on this table.
So basically, the most important thing on the table is barbacoa. Barbacoa is a cooking method. It sounds like barbecue, but it's basically probably it's the same word or origin. But here in Mexico, it means it's cooked underground. So we have a pit, and it's they heat the pit with burning coal and wood. And when it's like really hot, they put the barbacoa. Its technique is not just like that. It's usually wrapped in cactus leaves. And
it's cow or it's goat or what is it?
Oh, this is beef.
Yes.
But it can be lamb, pork, whatever you prefer, that cooking method. So we should ask Google to tell us how he makes it.
Yeah.
Because he leaves it overnight, so it's usually like 14 hours cooking. When you cover it completely, so the heat stays, and it contains all the humidity. And what they do is they put a pot underneath it with vegetables and some water, so it has added humidity. And all the juices that drip into this pot is what we're having here in this stew here, this broth. And then the beef, the meat is like super tender because it's been cooking at high humidity, at low temperature for 14 hours. So it basically just falls off the bone. And it's a traditional sort of like brunch dish. And it goes particularly well on a taco, with a tortilla. So that's how we try to eat it. And we add the typical garnish for a taco in Mexico, which is raw onions and cilantro, and a dash of lime because the acidity it goes really well with the beef, and it's the grease it has, the natural grease it has, and then some spice in it if you're up for it. And it's we love it. I love barbacoa, the barbacoa taco.
Absolutely incredible. Joe, what a this is the kind of food you have to have after the night I had last night.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. So what do we have for the rest of the Harvest Festival today?
Well, today we have the parade we're talking about. They start in the town of Parras, which is 7-8 kilometers to the south of here. And it's not only the dancing groups that we saw last night, It's also the charros, which is the Mexican school of horse riding. That is very similar to like cowboys because it has a lot to do with cattle ranches.
Yep.
And but it has its own costumes. So we'll see the charros on their horses, and we'll see more dancers, of course. Then the parade of the queen of the festival, of the grape and vine festival, which I mentioned. The queen gets elected. She gets elected. Whoever brings in more money for certain benefits.
Those politics sound familiar to me.
Yeah. Well, and then there's this, we have the priest again, and he's going to do a blessing of the grapes and the harvest. And we recreate the ancient way of winemaking. So we have grapes in a barrel and people stepping on it. So usually the queen of the festival, that we put her to dance around and squash the grapes. And maybe you'll join her if you're up for it.
I'll make sure to wear shorts then.
Yeah.
Man, Brandon, this has been an incredible experience.
Thank you.
I cheers you to this vintage, and I
Thank
really
you very
appreciate
much.
you letting us be here.
Thank you. Well, it's great hosting you and showing you these traditions that are like so ancient we don't even know when they started.
Yeah, what an incredible experience. Now I need to eat 8 more barbacoa tacos.
Of course, go for it.
And probably sleep for 5 days.
That's what I'll do after these 3 days. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have a huge parade coming down the same, not down the mountain like the fire people did, but down the main road into the plaza here. And it's hundreds of carriages and hundreds of horses. And there are children on horses that are riding horses with a proficiency. And there's grape decorations everywhere. They are throwing grapes out to the crowd. They're handing grapes. They are handing out special artwork that has grapes painted. Everyone is, but again, everyone showed up again. Like they didn't just stay up all night. Here we are again. And everyone's making their way to this main stage next to the church from last night where the mass was, where we are going to bless the first grapes coming in from harvest, and they do a big grape stomping ceremony. And this will, outside of some partying that will happen the rest of the day, will conclude the blessing of the grapes, the blessing of St. Lawrence, and the entire process here that happens in the desert of Mexico at Casa Madero. What an incredible event.
Bienvenidos todos a Casa Madero, la hacienda vitivinícola más antigua en el continente americano, una representación a nivel internacional con sus mejores.
Okay, the host is welcoming everybody here to Casa Madero and saying to everybody that this is basically the beginning of the blessing. And so there's a priest right here. I'm up on stage trying not to be in the way. And there's a priest right now. He is putting holy water on the grapes, throwing holy water onto a large grape stomping container. So it's a wooden container that people are about to get in. And there's also a man they call the shaman. He is an indigenous man with a large headdress standing over in the corner. And he is also coming up here to give a blessing from another side. Of course, from the history of this valley here. And they are both taking grapes out, holding them, taking a bite of them, throwing them back in. And here comes, there's a man dressed up as the Roman god of grapes, Dionysus. And so all the girls are coming up and they are coming in to stomp the grapes. It's an incredible thing to be able to witness an event like this in a place that is, I guess, as close and yet as far as it is from what we think of when it comes to grapes is incredible and a huge honor and really a good way to put us back in touch with why this is all so important. This isn't a show done for tourists. This isn't something that people come and pay money to go to. This is an event that has happened for hundreds and hundreds of years, every year in August. And serves a real purpose for the people. It's a reward and a catharsis for the hard season, and a blessing and a hope for the season moving forward, for their income, for their sanity, and for the goodwill of each other. With that, I want to bid everybody goodbye from Casa Madero. Stay tuned to Som TV, where there will be lots and lots and lots of incredible things coming, obviously on this topic. And several films that we have coming. The Secret Life of Wine, The Judgment of Paris. Yes, it is coming. I don't want to hear it. And then also new shows, Behind the Glass episodes. We've got another season coming before the end of this year. So very good things coming. I want to thank the incredible team at Casa Madero, the Milmo brothers, their entire family. They're just an incredible place, an incredible experience. I want to thank Jackson Myers, who filmed this and recorded the audio with me on site, and Alex McCourt as well, who did audio. And I'd like to thank John Adams, who mixed this podcast. Most of all, I want to thank you for listening. Everybody, please be safe. Count your blessings, celebrate wine, and celebrate each other. We will talk very soon. Bye-bye.